guys, a lot of stuff happens in this book.
So it can be very triggering. I mean, it has talk of like self-harm, death, stuff like that. I mean, even stuff about like asylums and stuff. So if that stuff does trigger you, we're so sorry.
I would not recommend
Do not read
this or watch this video. YouTube, please don't take this down. Thank you.
Okay, then we'll go.
It's all fake. It's all fake.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time to get started.
So you'll cut that part out? I mean, I don't care. I mean, we can put it out. I don't really care.
Maybe.
Hello.
Possibly. Screamed at them. Okay. Hello, welcome to my channel. I don't know if you could see me very well. If not, I'm sorry. Also, I got little microphones. Hello. Anyways, I hope they work. If not, I would cry.
Also, if they go dead midway through, we're sorry.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna work and if they sound good or not. If they sound horrible, just actually don't tell me. Thank you. Anyways, we're going to be doing a review on The Silent Patient.
Also, disclaimer before we start, we might not be able to pronounce some of these words right, but if we don't say anything, please.
If we say anything you disagree with, don't take us seriously, bro.
This is our review, our opinions. Keep your comments to yourself if it's mean.
Yes. We wrote this in our book club, and I love it. I love it, but there is some things I really want to talk about in it, and like we said, we're gonna cover it all. And before I'm gonna start off with trying to do spoilers, and halfway there's a spider. He went under here.
Oh my gosh!
Where'd he go? Come out. He ran away. Okay, never mind. I guess. I was watching him crawl.
Oh.
Anyways, what was I saying?
You're talking about doing spoilers, like if there is any spoilers.
Oh yeah. We moved spots
because if someone's directly honest, so hopefully you can see us a little bit better. But
if not, I'm sorry. Just imagine it was perfect over there. We just made it. Now it's not
about the looks; it's about the voice. It's about what we're saying.
Yeah. Well, not exactly about the voice either, because the microphones may go out.
Oh,
it's about our looks.
Pretty privileged.
Yeah. Just look at us.
Subscribe.
Even if you can't see us. Did I finish what I was saying?
About the spoilers?
I'll just say it again for the third time. What I was saying was that I'm gonna try getting most of the beginning part without spoilers. I don't know how well I'll do. And then I'll probably put a time area where we start to say spoilers, because at the end I do want to say a bunch of spoilers and stuff.
Right, because we'll be talking about our own opinions about it and what we did and didn't like. So that could possibly spoil it. So if you don't want spoilers, I kind of don't really recommend this video. But if you do still want to watch it, but you should watch it until this time. I'm gonna put it right there. Unless I don't put it there, then that's awkward. Okay, let me flip to my page. The thing came out. Oh.
Love that for us.
Yay.
My scribbly handwriting.
My voice crack.
It's beautiful, man. Beautiful, Katie. Our one brain cell working together. Okay. First we're gonna start with reading the summary on the back, just so you if you don't know what it is, so you can, know what it is. I'm gonna let him do that, because I'm not too great at reading out loud. Okay,
so the book is called The Silent Patient, and I think it's Alec Michaelides.
We're not entirely sure how to say his last name.
If I say it wrong, no, I didn't. Okay, and the back says, Alicia Berenson's life is seemingly perfect, until one night when her husband Gabriel returns home late from work, and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into a mystery that captures the public's imagination, and the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit at North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband will take him down a path more expected and more terrifying than he ever imagined.
Okay, so hopefully that made a little bit of sense. But this story is told from 2 perspectives. It's told from Alicia's, which is the silent patient, and from Theo's, who is her psychotherapist? Yeah, yes. Psychotherapist. Basically her therapist.
And he's taking on her case, and he's trying to uncover kind of what happened.
He gets a job directly at the Grove because he's very interested in her story. And because what happened was that she was accused of murder, of murdering her husband, of shooting him, and then she just stops talking. completely. And she's not talking to anyone, won't say anything to the police. So
she didn't even
we don't know if
talk
she
to deny the
anything.
fact that she killed him, and that kind of made people suspicious of her because she just completely silent. I mean, heard nothing from her.
Like, if she didn't kill him, then girl, why are you not standing up for yourself? Why aren't you telling the police that you didn't do it? And if you did, still, like, that's it's still
just
crazy.
admit to it.
Yeah, just be like, girl, I killed him.
Literally, court just give all the juicy details.
Give him the picture of him on the cross.
Did I have I thought I had a spider on my face. That's my hair.
That's your hair.
That's my hair.
You're okay. Anyways, I want to say that I've looked at the reviews on this. I've watched a lot of like YouTube videos of reviews and on Goodreads and everything, and they're really 50-50. Like, it's either people are like, I love this book, it's literally the best book ever, you have to read it, it's my favorite book. Or they're like, don't even waste your time, bro. This book is horrible. It's horribly written and everything. Like,
so as I said, this is our own opinions about the book. You can read it so you can decide which side you're on.
I completely agree with that.
Because we don't want to say your opinion for you. So definitely, if you have not already, read it and figure out if you like it or not. It's not for everyone, but
that's exactly how I feel. Because like I said, it is really 50-50. Like, either people are loving it or hating it. So it kind of, you know, figure out what you think you're on your own. But we're here to like tell you what we think and everything.
Also, another thing that helped us figure out what we liked about it and everything, we did annotate. We did a couple little things where they're like funny or like something that was like really interesting, and we like kind of did it as a group to like see what everyone else thought about it, and then that's when we would tap it. So it really helped us out.
For real, I love annotating, bro.
We also color coded it.
Yeah, we color coded it. It looks they match the colors of the book.
I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but in person it looks awesome, and I definitely recommend
it. It's a bag.
This. Oh my
I really want to go grab that.
You want me to do it?
I'll go do it.
Okay.
No littering. Littering's bad, kids.
She's definitely littering a lot. Yay! Guys, also definitely remember not to be littering. Littering is bad. We got it. See? Don't litter.
It's a big bag of baking soda.
That's very harmful.
Now out of breath. Great. Okay.
Just, oh, there she goes.
Sorry. I'm tired. Whatever, littering's bad, kids. Anyways, what I was saying. Damn, did you like the book?
I really like the book. I'm not going to go into too much detail at the moment.
Yeah, I do want to
later when the spoilers
I do want to say like what we thought about it at first, you know, and so that people who don't want to, I'm talking really fast and not breathing.
It's okay.
So the people who don't want spoilers, you know, to like know what we thought too.
I really like the book. I think the suspense is great, and I think it really helped out with the plot. But there was a couple of other things I didn't really like, which is we will get into detail about later. But I don't really know. Do I need to go ahead and say the review?
Yeah.
I would give this book a 4-star out of 5-star because there were certain points that they didn't like cover as much, or I thought was kind of rushed, and I felt like they were really important.
I give it a 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4. A 3.5. So 3.5 out of 5. My bad. And same exact reason. It was a great book. I loved it. I loved it so much. But there was some parts that wasn't as well written, and the book is mainly known for its plot twist, which we
actually seen a spoiler about the plot twist before we even got to it, and we were so mad about it. We couldn't stop talking about it.
I was very upset.
And
it wasn't even a spoiler.
Literally,
like, they didn't like a certain character.
Exactly. And then after that, we just hated that character.
Yeah.
Hopefully, y'all read and find out who we're talking about, and if you have read it, definitely let us know. But once it gets to that point, I feel like that's such a big part. But as I said, I don't feel like they covered that part. So like, as good as
they didn't cover like certain parts, but either way, like the actual like storyline, like the main storyline, it's very well written. That part is. But like the main thing that I also saw people say was that he kind of like it kind of seems like he was rushed in like to get to the big final plot point. You know, the twist.
Like at the beginning, like it was like doing like really good, perfect, like it set up perfectly, the suspense, how like the time skips and stuff. And then once it got to the end though, it just kind of felt like it was just so rushed. It was like blah 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 this, and I don't know, I didn't really think I got all the details I wanted. Yeah, I agree. And moving on to that, this is the part where I'm gonna start saying spoilers and just those parts in the book that we thought about and everything. And one thing that I want to say before I forget is that, like I said, the story is told from two perspectives. It's told from Theo's and from
Alicia's.
Yes, Illyy
I thought her name was
Berenson.
Alice at first, but that's because I'm dyslexic.
Then you also thought Theo was a girl.
I thought Theo was a girl, and then I figured out that both of those things were wrong, and then my whole life was crushed.
It's kind of like when you like read a book and you imagine the characters being different, and then you watch
And
the
then you
movie,
and
it's completely different. That's how I felt with the Maze Runner.
That's how I felt with that.
Yes, it was definitely, it's a catfish.
Yeah. And what I was saying was that, to me at least, it kind of got confusing. Like, it goes back and forth. Like, one chapter, it's Alicia's diary, and then the next chapter, it's Theo's home life story. And it kind of just, like, switches up really fast, like, chapter to chapter.
It's almost as if they're trying to compare the characters.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like, and then, like, slowly the stories keep, like, morphing together, and then it's... Did you see that fall?
Yes.
So, I mean, which, it still was easy to understand for the most part, but, like, certain chapters, I was like, oh, wait, hold up. What's going on?
One thing I do have to say about the book that I really loved is how they did the entries of Alicia's diary, because those were so cool, and I loved how they set that up.
You get to talk about, oh my gosh, I'm stuttering. They talk about Theo's home life, and then at the same time, you're getting to read Alicia's diary, which is so interesting.
And it's like reading into her, right? You get to like read into her mind, and, like see what she thought, and she's such an intriguing character.
I love Illyy, bro. I love her with all my heart. Is she maybe a little psychotic?
Okay, but let's just a bit. Psychos are kind of.
All the best people are crazy. Yeah, it's Illyy right there. That's her.
Hopefully we don't get copyrighted for that.
Yeah, because we're such good singers.
Right. They can definitely tell what we just said.
And like I was saying, the main reason that I saw why people don't like it also, we're talking a lot about the reasons that are messed up in the book and like the holes in it, but like that's
we're not talking bad about the book. We're just talking about our dislikes and our likes, because everyone can just say, oh, I like this book, but go into detail about it. So we really want to tell y'all what we thought was
for real. That's what I'm saying too, is that like even though there is holes and stuff, that does not mean that it's not a good book, because it is still a great book and I still recommend it. But I kind of want to talk about, you know, the holes
first, and then get to like what we really liked. As you know, we already love Allyy.
I like Allyy. I love her. And what's his name? Yuri? The butler dude? I thought he was a butler. Actually, I didn't think of it.
He was I know who you're talking about. He is a butler.
What am I talking about? He is now.
He is amazing.
I love him so much. Okay. One of the smaller holes that I feel like are I felt like it wasn't that big of a deal. But I was looking at the reviews and everything, and people were bringing this up like over and over and over, and I was like, okay.
So it kind of needs to be addressed,
I guess,
for some people who find that an issue.
When Theo first gets to the Grove, he goes to like smoke and pulls out a lighter, and then they're like, no, bro, you can't have that.
Right, that's not good.
You can't have that lighter here. They're just telling him that like those aren't allowed, because you know that they don't want the patients to be able to like set the place on fire,
and that can also like trigger some people. Like it depends on what they're there for.
Just saying it's not loud, which is like, I understand that, but then throughout the entire rest of the book, there's many scenes of them smoking with the patients and everything. Like,
so that's what's confusing me. Like, if you're gonna have rules set to the rules, stop trying to be rebels. Like, stop trying to be baddies. Exactly.
Because it could have been matches, but still, I feel like that still wouldn't be. That's even worse, to be honest.
That's easy and accessible for like a bunch of the patients there. And as I said, it could be very triggering for a lot of people who are in that situation, because as I said, you don't know what they're there for, and always be aware of other people's.
I agree with that. And then, like I said, they do smoke several times throughout the book, and which if they just left this little detail of him like telling him, hey, you can't have lighters, if they just let that out, then it would have been fine, you know? Like oh, they're smoking, that's fine, you know? Like,
but the fact that they did, and then they continue to do so, it's like, kind of like,
didn't you just say you weren't allowed to have that?
Right, and then everyone's just okay with it, like, smoking with patients and stuff.
Yeah, like, he kind of just like, completely ignores that. Like,
this isn't the Grove anymore, this is the club.
Yeah. Getting drugged up and everything.
Oh! Can it be Allyy?
That's crazy. Anyway, sorry, I had to make that joke.
Big spoiler right there.
Yes, which comes to my next thing, is Allyy, bro. At the very end of the book, this is complete spoilers for like the thing. At the very end, we find out that she. Do you want to explain the kind of like what happened with Theo and stuff? You know, of like the actual crime. What happened at the crime scene?
Like what happened at the crime scene with Gabriel?
And with Theo and stuff.
Okay, like I'll go into a lot of the depth about like what happened at the crime scene, kind of what happened. So it is said Allyy did not kill Gabriel.
Well. She technically did, but like just listen.
Okay, so what happened was in one of the chapters, it kind of breaks off and it's talking about someone's inside the house. And that was a very suspicious part that we were like, okay, what the heck's gonna happen?
Like, all the way through her diary when we're reading it, it's like talking about how like people are stalking her and people are in the house, and like her diary ends with like someone's in the house, bro.
Exactly, and that was like terrifying.
It's like, what do you mean someone's in the house?
And like, I don't know how to like, exactly explain it. Like everything
like,
kind of
confusing.
Like they kind of like wrote it kind of fast, so like there's not as much details as I would like. But basically, Alysha did not shoot Gabriel in the face. It was
well, she did.
She did, but like it's hard to explain.
Okay,
That's why like it kind of depends on like. I don't know how to explain it. Like so she did, but she didn't.
Yeah, like it's so confusing. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna try to explain it really fastly and not so greatly. Just read the book on your own to figure it out what we're trying to say. So Theo has a wife, and he figures out that his wife is cheating on him. Which, first of all, that scene where he goes to like courage up. And like, you know, that he found like the emails and stuff, and then she's like, I know what you did, you're smoking weed.
Right, and then she's mad at him like,
what do you mean you're cheating on me?
And like he don't say anything at all. Like and she's like so mad at him for smoking weed, but he has more dirt on her.
Yeah.
Those emails were spicy.
What was it, Bad Boy 22 or something?
Yeah, something like that. I'm such a baddie.
Yeah, anyways, he finds out that he's cheating on her with Alicia's husband. Dun dun dun.
Which is, we liked Gabriel. We did.
I love Gabriel. We painted him as Jesus on the cross.
He was hot. He could cook. He worked hard.
Friendly. And then we thought he was cheating. And I'm like, are you serious,
and his red flag also was he never listened to Alysha. Yes. He always said she was just insane just because of her mother.
That's one thing I was talking about. Like Alysha, like people are like gaslighting her all the time.
Exactly, and making her feel like she's crazy. Him too. Like, what if she really isn't that crazy? And like they're just like, why aren't you just like trying to
believe her? Like, why do you just keep denying it? Like, no, you're going crazy.
And plus, his brother was weird.
Yeah.
I guess the family just has bad genes.
I guess. I don't know what's happening there. We got problems.
They can't keep a woman.
For real. Anyways, okay. So he figures out that they're cheating, and then he goes on to stalk them and watch it happen several times. And then he pulls up. Okay, I'll pull up. And pulls up to the house of Gabriel and Alysha. And Alysha's the only one home, and he's like, bro, I'm tying you up to a chair. And she's like, oh no.
I kind of like it though.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah, for sure.
Restrain me.
First of all, he ties her up with wire. Who has enough wire at their house to just tie up two full-grown adults? Like, you
exactly.
Know what I mean?
Like,
which that's what I saw someone else say, but also I kind of think that it just was like craft material because she's an artist, you know?
Probably. What if it's like the yarn or something like that? Yeah, let's crochet you to the chair.
Because there's a whole like strap jacket.
This is where you belong. Be as comfortable as you can. Watch the show.
And yeah, he ties her up, and then Gabriel comes home, and he ties him up, and then basically he tells her that he's like I'm gonna untie you. Don't say anything. And so Gabriel's faced the other way, and he doesn't know that Alicia's untied. And then he's like, what even happens, bro? He goes to threaten Gabriel, and he's like, whatever, you want me to kill you or Alysha? And then bro's like, don't kill me, kill her, basically. And then he's like, Alicia's like,
dude, I loved you.
You're gonna let me die?
Exactly.
Like, what do you mean? You're just gonna let me die and you live?
Also, red flag, why is Gabriel's email Bad Boy 22?
For real. What?
Bro's supposed to be a man, not a boy. Also, that's cringy, even for Gabriel. Gabriel was like written as like a man, like a nice, juicy man.
Nice, juicy man.
And then just to be told that his email's Bad Boy 22.
That gave me the
Plus, everybody falls in love with Alysha. So, like, why not keep with your super hot wife? I mean, Alicia's like beautiful. Like, that's how she's written. And she's, all the guys are like, oh my gosh, I can't be friends with you. She's an artist.
She's like a beautiful artist. Which also Gabriel is an artist too, but a different type of artist. He takes pictures of slightly nude women in awkward positions and stuff like that, which a little creepy, but whatever.
Practically OnlyFans.
Yeah. So basically, Bad Boy 22 has an OnlyFans and he's cheating on his wife. That's basically
his super hot wife, who's very creative.
Yes. Whatever. And he basically kind of tells him that he don't really love Alysha like she thought he did, and then she ends up. And then he, leaves the gun, and, he pretends like he killed Alysha, and, shoots the ceiling. And then, so Gabriel doesn't know that she's actually alive. He thinks that she just got shot. And then he unties Alysha and ditches, and leaves the gun there. and then Illyy kills Gabriel.
So basically, it was
so like she did kill him. But the motive was someone kind of like came in there and like gave her like the mindset like, hey, your husband doesn't love you, he's cheating on you. You know what I mean? He would give you like, and obviously, and also she's not in the right headspace. She is completely unstable.
I mean, she's scared. I mean, everything. So technically, she did, but she didn't kill him. It's kind of two-party.
Did kill him. That's my Nana. She did kill him, but like the motives behind it, like she was kind of like. That's why it's confusing. But
so kind of like you can kind of blame whoever you want if you read it. Like you can kind of pinpoint like who you want to blame more.
What was I getting with this? We had a reason.
But honestly, if Gabriel didn't do that, he would still be alive. He should just stop to be smarter.
Please don't pull him back.
Sorry, Mike Wazowski.
Please don't talk in the middle of my video.
Pulling up.
Mike Wazowski, is that you? I don't even know why we were going with that. Anyways, just to give you a little context, that is the big plot twist at the very end.
But if you couldn't tell, we can't really go into detail about it because it was written so quickly that like
I feel like if someone a little more smart than us read it, they may understand it more.
We're just high school students.
Which I mean, I actually did really understand it when I read it, but it's also been quite a few weeks since I've read it.
Exactly. So that's why it's a little struggle for me to explain it because I do remember, but it's also hard to get all the details. But honestly, the plot twist was, I mean, I would say was pretty good.
Yes, that plot twist was so good. There's a lot of plot twists in the book.
But just the way it was written, I kind of wish he spent more time on it as the way he did at the beginning of the book.
In the middle of the book, there's like kind of side stories going on that don't really fully get answered. Like, I feel like the side stories didn't really get answered.
Like all the side characters that Theo like goes to and stuff. Like
also, he shows up to, what was it? Alicia's brother? Was that him? Brother, or was that Gabriel's brother? Whatever.
I think it was Gabriel's brother.
I think it was Alicia's. No, it was Alicia's brother. Remember, because he was talking about how fat his mom is, and he painted her as a monkey. Remember?
Wait, the cousin?
Yeah.
The cousin. Yeah.
Yes. He shows up there, and then Theo gets whacked upside the head, and like
this was insane.
And then he didn't have like he just wakes up fine.
Exactly.
He doesn't have the hospital. That was another hole that people were saying like. What do you mean you just got knocked unconscious and you just woke up and you didn't go to the hospital
bump or anything, like no blood?
Like, you're just fine. What do you mean? That's crazy.
That part wasn't really explained very good either. Like
I feel like
some of the characters just didn't show up again, and it was kind of like
like okay.
And the one thing I can say that I did like about the book though is kind of like how a lot of the characters were really like suspicious, so it kind of made you wonder who really done it.
And he'll like go on and like say like things they've done to Alicia and like why Alicia doesn't like them. Or like. Was it them? I bet it was him.
Exactly. And then like it completely changes. So that's one thing I can say that was greatly written about that.
And then at the that's where I was going. I was trying to say the main point so that I could say the very end what happens at the very end of the book so that it would make more sense. So at the very end of the book, Theo the entire time he's like dedicated his life to like getting her to talk, getting her to tell her story.
Even like he even wanted like went as far as to get her paint supplies so she could speak through her paintings.
He's gone through such lengths to like get her to talk. And then at the final end, she starts to talk. She starts to like open up to him, and then he drugs her.
Yes.
What? Like,
but instead of getting help, she had time to write in her diary and hide it.
Yeah, she wrote a whole chapter, like a whole thing
about her dying,
and then hid it behind a painting in the corner of the painting, and then passes out and goes to a coma and doesn't wake up ever again. Like, did she not think about like I don't know, getting help? Yo, bro, I was just drugged. Maybe.
Or what
maybe save me?
Or what if she really didn't want help?
That also could have definitely been it. Because maybe, now, like, she could have also, like, not wanted help because, like, she's gone so long.
It happened. I mean, I'm not saying she wanted to be drugged, but she just kind of gave up.
She kind of lost her love of her life, because of the love of her life, and then she didn't know that he was cheating on her, and then she just finds out, and then her whole world, like, crashes down.
And the person who she was trusting, which was Theo, really...
Which...
played a big part into it.
In the very beginning, she's like, I think I recognize him. And then he says something at the second meeting, and she's like, that's him. And she knows that it's him. And then she doesn't say anything still.
Right, like,
and she continues to, like,
she could have gotten him in trouble.
Yeah, but, yes.
So in a way, it kind of makes me wonder, like, did she want that to happen? Like,
yeah, did she want to, like,
did she want him to figure out that she knows? Mm-hmm. It was kind of like she was playing a game with him, too.
I agree with that completely, too.
So that was kind of cool. But in a way,
it also is still confusing a little bit, but I also, with a lot of these, which could all be, like, slightly answered with this, like, a bunch of the holes and stuff, and, like, why this happened, is because the author probably wanted you to talk about it.
Right.
Because
We
we're talking
were having
about it
full
now.
discussions about
Yeah,
it before.
so clearly it did work to some extent. You know
Definitely
what I mean?
is very good for like book club discussion questions.
So like, yeah, I understand why you did it because you wanted to talk about it, but then again, like, I want to know the answers. So, will we ever get the answers? I do not know. Actually,
also,
no.
a big part of this book, I'm not sure if I'm going to be saying it right, but it's called Alcestis, and it's like, what is it, Greek?
I think it's a Greek story, yes.
And it's something like that.
Roman gods, actually, or something?
It was something about that, but I think there's a book about it, or like a play that you can read about it. And
it is so, I was so interested in that. I wish I knew more about it so I could tell you about it. All I have to say is just like, look into it, please.
It has been mentioned so many times inside this book, and a lot of people compare Illyy to Alcestis, and like the stories and stuff, it does correlate. I haven't personally read it.
Those stories are very connected.
I think we definitely need to.
I think we have to, bro.
Like, I think it is a play. I think that's what they were talking about.
So. And like that story is like so like it kind of answers a lot of questions.
Exactly.
In the book.
And I just think it'd be a fun activity to kind of see like the similarities and differences between both of the stories. And yeah, I feel like I just feel like it like she's a lot alike to it and everything. Like it kind of explains her story and everything. But that plot twist at the end
is so good, bro.
Like,
but like I said, it's a great book. I love the storyline. And yes, to the bad side of it, there's holes like just like kind of small things and bigger things. Like, what about the lighters? Why didn't he go to the hospital after his head took like bonk?
But I guess I kind of
bonk. And then like, why did she write in her story? Like, which these are also more of like just questions. And then there's some other things like the person who we didn't like, the one who like did stuff to her, you know, and was really like shady.
The painter dude?
Yeah.
Or the dude who had like the
there's
art
a lot
gallery?
of questions behind him too. Like his whole story wasn't fully answered. Like I feel like you could lean more into that story.
Because he was really sketchy, honestly. Yes. Like I really thought it was gonna be him.
Because even though it's not him, stuff still happened with him, you know? And like I want to know
that
that's
too. Important. Exactly. I feel like that is so important.
And also, this is completely off of what we're talking about, but when oh hi. Hi. Sorry if you can hear noises. People are walking back and forth.
Your Nana looks so pretty.
You're gay.
Only half.
Okay. Anyways, what I was saying is, first of all, when Alicia first went to the therapist, not when she was at the Grove and before she killed her husband, and she was like stalking people or stalking her, and she goes to like her and what is his name? I just forgot it. Her husband,
Gabriel?
Greg. Greg. I was thinking Greg or Georgie. I was talking about the G. That's all I could think of. Yeah, him. What did you say? Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel.
I don't know why I forgot that. Anyways, he's like, honey, I think you're going cuckoo. Go to the therapist, please, for me, you know? And then she goes to the therapist. And then the therapist is like, you think you're not, you think this just has to do with your childhood traumas? And your parents not really loving you that much? You think that's your problems and that's why you think people are stalking you? Why are you, like, I was flabbergasted by that. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, don't get me wrong. She does have a lot of childhood trauma, and if you read it and like the injuries and
stuff,
if
someone come up to me and saying that they think they're being stalked, I'm not gonna be like, I think it's because your
mom. Your mom's insane.
Your mom. I think it's because your childhood trauma. I think that's why you think someone's stalking
also
you.
About the whole thing about that is like, after that stuff, like after Gabriel died and stuff, you would think that some of those people that she told she was being stalked to, everything, like you would think that they'd vouch for her, be like, no, this was happening. It could have been them. Look further into it, but no, they just, since Alicia decided not to talk, she was just flabbergasted.
Also, one of the holes too, the police didn't even question anything. They just saw like the gun, and then like the cut on her wrist, which the cuts from her wrist were from her being tied up, and they thought that she like cut herself.
Because it was wire.
Yeah,
wire's gonna cut into your arms.
She's like moving around trying to get out, and it's cutting into her arm, making her bleed. And then they just found her standing there with Gabriel and a gun and blood all over her dress. So they're like, "Oh, she's a murderer," which that may seem what it looks like, but there are police officers. Isn't their job to look into the crime scene?
Exactly.
Like, especially if your person is not saying anything. Like, they can't be like, "Oh yeah, I did that." Like, if they played guilty, then okay, I understand not looking more into it because I mean, I don't, but like, if that happened, I would a little more understand, you know? Like, okay, well, she clearly did it. But that didn't happen. She didn't say she did it. There was, like...
Yeah,
that frustrates me. Police are supposed to look into it. Why did no one else look into it? And they were like, oh yeah, she's a murderer. What?
They should have back inside.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely agree with that. I feel like that could have been explained a lot further, but she didn't talk, so I mean, I guess there's not much that they could do, but they could still like look for evidence. But they could have like
looked at the evidence and everything,
blood,
like
everything. Like,
also, wasn't her chair still there? Like her chair would have been there with wire on it and stuff too. Like
didn't the wire have blood on it?
Yeah, like what? She was clearly like
being held hostage too.
Yeah.
Like if she held someone else hostage, where are they then?
Like for real.
I just kind of find it cool though, like how I kind of now see why it was like split story. You know, how it was both. Because
I actually really like that because there's a lot of downsides of it kind of getting confusing, but I love that actually
because it kind of like added together for like the end, like both like how the stories lined up together and who it was and how you figured out how it actually all happened.
Because like towards the end, is like starts like kind of like hinting at it, like with on the diary, like someone's with me, you know, and you're like, wait, could that be who I think it was? You know? Exactly. And like and at the end it's just like it all clicks.
Yeah, because like everything just goes together perfectly. So I did definitely like
I said, that part is really good. And like I said, I'm gonna kind of wrap it up a little bit. Like I said, the book I think was great book. And other than there is some holes, and I do want to point that out because you can't just ignore it. But
some people might not bother as much, like even like the smaller ones.
It may really bother.
It's mainly like the bigger ones that bother us most. Like the small ones, I mean, it just kind of makes us like a little aggravated. We're just like, okay, well that kind of don't make sense. But the bigger ones definitely get you to talk.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, I'm gonna say like, you know, do I recommend it? Yes, I recommend it. And I think that if you're like someone who reads a lot of thrillers and a lot of like books that you really like pay attention to the details
and you have like the highest expectations, you expect it to be like the best written book in the world.
Like if you're really into like really into books and thrillers and stuff and you've read a lot of crimes, then you may find the plot line a little
boring or not as well written.
Yeah, like kind of like reused, you know. And also you may think the book's unwritten because there is a lot of holes in it. But I think for someone who's just like a regular reader and just wants to have a good story, I feel like it's a great book.
Who can just pick this up and like read it every once in a while.
I mean, really good
I definitely recommend it, and I would definitely want to read the Alceste's story too.
I do too. There's a lot of like little details in it that like make you think, and that's why I love it so much, because I love books that make you think.
Exactly, and who give us like good questions to ask. And
yes, I fully agree.
Definitely, the cliffhangers in this are insane. I love them.
Crazy.
Definitely did not disappoint.
We were like reading it in like sections together, and it would like we would end up and we're like,
I want to go to read next.
Yeah. Let me read right now.
Definitely one of my favorite books that I've read, honestly, and definitely perfect for a book club. I just find that really it's a group thing. I mean, if you want to read it by yourself, you can, but it's definitely good for a book club.
And also, there's questions in the back. For book clubs. I love books like that, first of all.
Also, his other book, The Maidens, we were actually thinking about reading too.
Yes, we haven't read that yet, but it also seems really cool.
Yeah, it does. I guess, I mean, he's just known for writing his thrillers and stuff.
Do you remember what you wrote on yours?
I don't even think I finished it, but I can kind of just go along with like the questions.
We wrote little. I didn't write one on the book. We wrote little bookmarks. Sorry if you can hear a car. Someone's driving away. Anyways, we wrote little bookmarks about questions that we had before we read the book, in the middle of the book, and after the book. And I kind of just want to like briefly go over what I wrote and stuff, and because I think it's kind of interesting. 1 second. Bye. So the question I wrote for before I had it was, is she the one who really killed him? Which, also, great question. Do I have an answer? Yes and no. She did kill him, but like it's not just black and white. It's not like she just killed her husband. You know, like that's not all that meets the eye. Like that is what happened, but there's so much more to the story than just that.
You want me to go and say my before too?
Yes, you say
my before. I was wondering why she just chose not to talk. Like I wondered like if it was something like medical like way, or like if she just honestly.
That's something we didn't mention. Look, pause this. When I first saw the book, this is also another little
it is explained why she doesn't talk.
Like. The name of the book is The Silent Patient. She doesn't talk. That's a huge question. Why is she not talking? Why is she not talking?
It's everywhere. You look it up. It's why does she keep
like that's
secret,
like in the back. Like, why does she not like stand up for herself? Why didn't she say things? Oh, did we actually mention this? I don't know, but we're gonna say it again if we did. I don't think we did though. Like when I first saw it and I first heard like she wasn't talking or anything after she like was accused of murder, I thought something like brutally happened to her. Like she swallowed glass, her throat got cut, she cut off her tongue or something, and was not physically
something brutal,
able,
tragic.
Like she couldn't physically talk. Not that she just wouldn't talk.
It was a little disappointing to figure out why she didn't.
Yes, because the reason she didn't talk is because she had nothing to say.
So this basically flabbergasted her for so long, for years. like years.
Was it like 6 or 7 years that she just went without talking completely?
Because it just shocked her that much. Like not even like she couldn't even defend herself because she just
wasn't
had
even really
nothing
shocked.
to say.
Like, it wasn't even really shocked. She just, I
Nothing
have
to
nothing to
say.
say.
So like your husband,
What do you mean you have nothing to say? You could stand up for yourself. You could say what happened. You could just.
but in a way, I kind of feel like the reason why she didn't stand up for herself because she's just as guilty. They're
Yeah.
both, but she also didn't say anything about knowing him.
Yes. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, you just let him be your therapist, and you weren't be like, "Hey, yo, bro, I know you.
You helped me kill my husband.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You stalked me for forever. What do you?"
It was like she did it like in the heat of the moment, but now she regrets killing him.
Yes.
But also, in a way, if you cheat, if you're a cheater, stop.
Maybe you deserve what Allyshia did to her husband.
Exactly. Like if you're gonna be with someone long term, especially like if you're gonna marry someone, that's like
video, I am.
That's for you like to stay together forever. I only believe in one soulmate, like one like marriage. I don't believe in divorce and all that. But like honestly, if that happened, then
either way, if I would much like
don't cheat.
Like, don't cheat. Just
that could have easily been prevented, and then the fact he was just so like he supposedly loved her or whatever, but he was so willing to give her up.
And also, he loved her so much. He goes on and on about how much he loves her and stuff. And then he's like gaslighting her.
Exactly.
Like she's like coming to him with her. With
so
her
this whole
problems.
time, he's just a manipulator.
Yeah,
like
he's like coming to her with her problems, and he's like, you're fine. You're going crazy, bro.
But she's expected to listen to him.
Yes.
Yeah, she's so caring. She really is. I'm not saying she's not insane, but she is.
That is something that I had to say. Because, that's the whole reason is, why is she not talking? That's a huge thing. And then it's, not even fully answered. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's
she just had nothing to say, like,
girl, be so for real.
Exactly. I would have a lot to say. I'd be telling my friend the tea. Guess what just happened?
And even if she didn't have nothing to say, why? What was going through her head? What was she thinking? You know what I mean?
She could have even painted about it. Like,
yes.
Just paint Leo.
Yes.
You did this.
You did this. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
First of all, her paintings, so they're the detail that I read about, they sound so.
I would love to see them in person. Like, it's giving almost like.
I wish it was so real. I wish I could see them.
I gotta think about it. My brain went completely. The Renaissance painting.
Yes,
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like she's like told to be like blue-eyed, red hair, very pale and everything. That's like very pretty in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So like when she's like told to have like such a beautiful figure, she's just gorgeous. Like I really want to see those paintings.
Yes, because
not me like doing the wee 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 wee.
I talk with my hands all the time. Anyways, she painted a painting after the murder, which was one of her fully nude and painting on. There was a blank canvas and a paintbrush with blood on it. And
she was looking at the person, like she basically broke the fourth wall.
And then there's also a little detail: is there's a bowl of fruits, but if you look more at it, the fruits have maggots in it or rotting, which is such a little detail.
I know,
and she titles it
Alcestis.
That. Yeah.
So that's exactly why I say read it because it corresponds.
Yes, because she titled that and and then it goes into more about the story.
It's her most famous painting inside the book. Like I think it's still inside the art display thing
in the book.
That the dude was doing.
Anyways, back to what we were talking about. My question halfway through it was, does Theo really want to help her? This is completely because I saw a Pinterest post that was I thought he wanted to help her.
That's what we were talking about. It wasn't quite a spoiler, but it also had us thinking that's why we hated him.
I went to sleep.
Exactly. After we heard that, we just hated him.
For real. It was just a post about a picture of the silent patient, and all it said was, "I thought you wanted to help her." Frowny face. And I was like,
and I read it about Theo? Understands. Yeah.
Are they talking about Theo? What did you do? Because at this point when I saw it, Theo was great. We loved him. We loved him.
Theo.
Yes, we loved him so much. He's a sweet little precious baby. He would do nothing. What do you mean? You thought he wanted to help him? I think he wants to help her. You mean he didn't?
Exactly. Because I really like Theo. I really did, and
that's the main reason I wrote that, because it made me think. And then the entire rest of the book we're trying to figure out what he did because we saw that post. So
mine, I'd have to say, I think mine was, did Max, which is Gabriel's brother, kill Gabriel? Because inside the book, when you read it, you figure out that he's highly jealous of Gabriel because Gabriel's better looking, the most successful one, and he has the super hot wife. And Max had a thing for Allyshia. As I said, all the men fall in love with her.
Of course.
So she definitely deserves to live. I mean, she's loved by many. But you figure out that he's a very jealous man and everything. And Allyshia honestly thinks he's the one that was stalking her. He goes, he's sick, a very sick person. Yes. And so honestly, I kind of thought he would have killed Gabriel out of jealousy, because not only does he have the super hot wife that he is in love with, but also he's more successful,
Mhm.
better looking, better place, stuff like that.
I agree. That's all, like I said, that's one of the stories that I wish had more detail into it, and we got more of like a closure, like an answer to all of that. But
Right.
we kind of just got left.
Yeah, there was this
But
one
definitely-
scene I will never forget where Max was kissing his girl of the night or whatever,
Oh my gosh, yes.
and literally he was staring at Alysha trying to make her jealous.
Like,
That was so embarrassing. I would cry. I'd be like, "Girl,
just
stop. Kill yourself."
We're joking. We're joking.
It was a joke, guys.
Guys,
I think I said that too much.
We're gonna get like
We're gonna get
demonetized.
It's okay. Just cut that out.
This video's gonna get taken down because I'm just that's pretty sad because it was like
It's okay. You can cut that out, right?
we said so much. It's too late, Ham.
Yeah. Well, we talked about getting shot in the head
and blood and self harm and smoking and all that and everything. Check. While we're on the list, I guess she was doing the deed with Gabriel and staring at a picture she painted of him as Jesus.
On a cross.
Jesus hanging on a cross, but it was actually Gabriel hanging on a cross.
And she kept repainting that.
And she was staring at it the whole time.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to bring that.
Also, any of these, like, the stuff that, like, we're bringing up, whether it's, like, mental stuff or whatever, we are not trying to romanticize that at all.
No.
We're just bringing it up because it is inside the book. So if
what
that,
happened.
we probably should have put a trigger warning at the beginning of what we're going to be talking about. But
yeah, I'll cut this clip out. This clip's going to be good in the beginning.
And then we'll go into the...
Yep.
We'll put that before we read the title and everything.
We just did a clip for the beginning because we just realized we had to do a clip for the beginning because we probably should do a trigger warning.
Yeah, because some of the stuff, I mean, truly is triggering for some people.
And then my last question, I actually didn't write it, but my last question is, what was she thinking? Because I know she didn't say anything and then she had nothing to say. But, like, obviously she has to, like, think of, like what was going through her head at the time, through this whole, like, 6-7 years. Like, what was her thoughts behind what happened and, like, why she actually did it, you know? And, like,
it's so confusing.
I need to know every single thought she had.
Mine would be, if Theo went through all of this trouble to get her to talk, why did he drug her? That is one of the most unanswered questions I have.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, why go through so much of this trouble? Even, like it messed with his personal life, too. I mean, he was, like, going around to, like, all of these people and everything, asking about her and everything, just to be the one to drug her and just be the one.
Like, as soon as she starts finally talking what he's been trying to do this whole time, he's just like,
You know, I just realized,
kidding. What?
Why did he go through all of this trouble to get Alysha to talk if you already knew the story?
That's what I'm saying, too. That's what I've been thinking, too.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, was he just trying to play with her? Was he just trying to... Which I also kind of think that he was maybe trying to get to her first before she opened up to someone else.
That's why he could have drugged her, so that she don't go around saying, hey, this
Which
is
he could have completely did that, but too, because of, like, hey, she's finally starting to open up, and let's not do this. And I know that I've been trying to do it all the time, but then, you know, people are going to be like, oh, he tried, so, you know, none of us could do it, probably. You know, and then they would just, you know, not trying no more, since someone's already trying. Which could answer the question of why he, like, was trying to, like, help her, you know? Right. Because he was just trying to, like, make it look like someone was trying to help her.
But Theo definitely
so no one else jumped on the game. Yes, but that's my whole thing about the book. That's our 3 questions. And that's basically all I have to say is just like I said, final thing, I definitely recommend it. It's a great story, great book. But if you do like more books that aren't, like, if you like books that are very, like, detail, and very, like, you know, well written, then maybe this isn't the book for you. But like I said, I completely recommend you to read it and to find out what you think.
I definitely liked it. I love the plot and everything. It definitely, I mean, left me satisfied with, like, knowing what happened. As I said, we obviously will always have questions about it, but
every good book does.
Right, but that just keeps us talking about it. So I really like it.
I fully agree.
Definitely recommend
I definitely recommend it. I think that's all. Anything else you have to say about the book? No.
I think we did it.
Thank you so much for watching. Before we're gonna do my little outro. If you want to see me on any of my on my accounts, you should go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Lemonade, Spotify, everything else as Emma Beavers82. You want to shout out any of your channels on Instagram or anything?
I don't really have anything on the other Instagram.
Did you get TikTok too?
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, what's your user?
Okay, my TikTok is Amber McLeod1, and then my Instagram is AmberM1232. Isn't that?
Yep. If not, I'm gonna copy paste it anyway, so it'll be on the screen.
It's something like that.
Loud car.
I do post about the book club on there too.
You.
Oh, I was like, huh?
Say hey. Anyways, listen. Also, very last thing, like I said, I mentioned in the beginning, we read this in our book club, and our book club account is on Instagram. I'll put it right here. It's Better Than Therapy Book Club. If you want to see more stuff like this, you should definitely join it. We are now like opening up to more people, and every time we finish a book in the book club, I want to post a video like this, doing a book review about the book. So if you like this video and want more videos like this, I definitely recommend joining our book club. If not, just telling me that you like this video.
And also, before you do go, if you have like anything to say to us, don't forget to like tag us or use our hashtag. We will definitely put those in there.
Yes, if you have anything to say about this book, we would love to see what you thought about this book, because I love seeing other people's perspectives about the book. So
definitely do tag us.
Yes.
We would definitely love to respond.
Like I said, thank you so much for watching. Bye. Not it. Cut.
Yes.
We did it, Ham.